G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists in Australia do what they do.
G'day Darren.
How you going, mate?
How are you, bud?
Good, good.
So what are we up to today?
We'll do a bit of sculpting, eh?
We're going to do some sculpting.
Yeah.
So what do you got in store for me?
Oh, I've got something in store for you. Get upstairs.
Sounds a bit ominous, I think. Let's go. Well, g'day viewers and welcome back to Colour in Your Life again. We've got another special day today. I don't know what that comment downstairs was about what are we up to today?
We've got plans.
You've got plans for me.
Got plans for you today, yeah.
It sort of sounds like, but what Darren does is actually Darren's a sculptor in clay. He's been doing it for some years now. Really multi-talented man. You've done silver jewellery, you've done lapidary and painted. You've been sort of really searching for your creative outlet for quite some time. And it was your wife that actually went to it was a bust making class at some stage a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you watched what she was doing and found out that there was a better way to actually mount these things.
Yeah.
And you've started from there. But you've obviously created a lot of work in the time in those couple of years. Tell me a little bit about your history and as far as this is concerned.
Like you say, my wife went and did a class, and I said, okay, well, you can show me what you learned. So I set about just doing them myself. I had a go and sort of found out, well, gee, I don't mind this.
Multi-talented man, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely. So, but you've got something up your sleeve, and I don't know what's going on at the moment. So
yeah, we've got something planned for you today.
You have.
We need your participation.
There you go. I knew something was going on. What are we going to do then? What's the story?
Well, I think we might. We'll start from scratch,
and
we just need a volunteer, and I think. Mate, you'll suit the bill.
I had a feeling something was going on.
We can start.
He's even got medical equipment for this one, so this is going to be interesting. So from here, what do you want me to do? I'm sort of probably got to disrobe to a certain extent. Okay, the kids, lock them away now.
Naked from the shoulders up.
We don't want the rest of it, I do know that much. But so we'll go through the whole process.
Yep.
That's an absolute pleasure and a joy. Thank you so much for doing this. I think this is just quite amazing. But I'll put myself in your hands, and we go from there. And tell me what you want me to do.
Well, off with the glasses, off with the hat, and make yourself comfortable on the chair.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. Well, as you can see, I've derobed, and now Darren's going to go through the process of, I think, measuring my head, and he's got a pair of calipers there. Would that be right?
Yeah, it's just a basic set of calipers.
So how do you go about this? This is going to be quite a fascinating journey today as well. So what do we do?
Well, we'll just take a couple of measurements. Just want this one at the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about here. It's about your widest point there. Yeah. So get that one. Just slip that on a ruler. That's all right. And then we go this one from your bottom of your chin up to your hairline. Now, do you remember where that was?
So this is generally what you've got to do to be able to get the measurements you need to put all of this together. It's quite disconcerting, it really is.
Pretty much that's about it for the measurements.
And so from there, I can actually see that you've got a camera, and literally now it's about, I think, taking as many shots as you possibly can as I actually spin around in this chair. Would that be right? Yeah,
we'll get some shots all the way around, just spin you around in the chair, and I'll get some shots.
Okay.
And like the most important thing for me is the profile, in that I've got to try and get it clean across your forehead.
All right, from there, you've taken the photos, you download them onto the computer,
Yep, for sure, yep.
print them out,
Yep.
and then you're going to size them up or something, aren't you?
Yeah, just print them out and have a look at them, make sure the camera's not broken. And,
This week's going to be a tough day, let me tell you. I'll see you in a minute then.
Okay. Alrighty, here's the portfolio, for better or for worse.
All right. But what he's actually done, you've actually faded out the black in the back, so you've actually photoshopped it. And from there, oh my God, no wonder he said the lens was going to crack. He's actually got my head, oh goodness. And obviously you've lined it out to get the proportions that you want.
Yeah, it just gives me a bit of a reference so I can sort of see about where the eyes fall,
Yeah.
the nose, the mouth and the chin. Like that.
This is the type of shot that normally has a number underneath it. But anyway, from here, where do we go?
Well, now we'll go to the
We're going to head to
the hardware, yeah.
We're
We'll
going to head to the
start
hardware.
putting a bit of clay onto the stick. And,
Let's go from there.
all right, mate.
Cool
Here
stuff.
we go.
On the table here, it looks like you've got a surgeon's table gone wrong.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you've got a lot of different equipment in there. Can you explain? I mean, what do you use that one there for a start?
Well, yeah. Well, that's one I use for texturising and hair and that, and
Yeah.
just to give you a different texture. And it's good. It's just an old straw broom. Cut some bits off it. Yeah, it gives a random texture.
But you've got a whole bunch of things. You've got a credit card here, or
Yeah, these are good. These are great. They come in handy for smoothing them out.
this one here. What would that be used for?
That one's mainly I use that for joining bits of clay that maybe got a little bit less moisture in it. They want to get a good adhesive so I can key it into each other.
Oh, okay, okay. And paintbrushes. Like you've got paintbrushes all over the place. You're supposed to be working in clay. What's the paintbrushes for?
Yeah, I only work in one colour,
Yeah.
clay.
It only has to be.
So it's all about texture.
All right. So from here, what do we do? You've obviously got your pole here, very smooth.
Armature. Yeah, it's just an old broom handle.
Okay.
And this dowel piece here, or ring, will when we're working, we'll sort of get it going. You'll see we get the basic head up here.
Yeah.
And then to support that, we can bring this up and lock it off with the nut here. I have sort of had moments where I forgot to put this up, go to bed at night, wake up in the morning and half the head's down here and now the half's sitting up on top of the
Okay.
thing. So it's not a good look. You sort
A
of-
disaster.
It's, well, yeah, a bit of a disaster, but you learn how to do repairs by your mistakes.
That's
yeah.
amazing. So what do we do from now on then? What goes on
All
top
right,
of this?
with the armature now, I just need to put some newspaper on it.
So, masking tape across the top.
Yeah, just to
And how much of that newspaper do you actually need up there?
probably I'll build it up to about probably the size of a tennis ball,
Okay.
somewhere thereabouts, depending on the size of the head you want to do.
Yeah.
If like naturally you do a man's head, you want to put a bit more there because it's a bit bigger head.
Yeah.
And
So you'll
ladies-
probably need a full Sunday mail for me then.
yeah, I've got quite a bit of paper there, so we should be right.
Thanks very much. I'll get your tape out for you.
Yeah, might as well give us a hand.
Seeing it's my head.
That's it. You've got a vested interest in this. Give it a bit of a tenderising.
Give it another whack.
Yeah. Don't know if this actually does anything, just makes me feel good.
There you go. It's definitely therapeutic. I can see that
Therapeutic.
much.
Ben?
So okay, so what type of clay have we got here? What sort of brand is it? You know?
This is just an earthenware. It's actually a
red
red
terracotta.
terracotta. So we'll get a bit of clay on this. So we
So
can
you
get,
just sort of just pull it off with that wire string,
yeah, just pull him off.
and that's it.
That's it.
How about that?
Nothing tricky there.
Yeah.
So all we're trying now is just to get a bit of a round sort of, bit like a light bulb.
And like the layers, it's about 3/4 of an inch that you're pulling off each time with that.
Yeah, something like that, like 10 to 15 mil.
Yeah.
It's about how you feel. And then just give it a good slam on there.
So you've actually picked up one of your tools at the moment. This looks like a little bit like cake making right now.
Yeah, got me an expensive iTunes card here. This one, what's this one cost? $50 this one? So-
$50, I'd say.
That's
Duck out and get one of those. And then you're just really pulling the clay into each other, aren't you?
Yeah, just sort of pulling up, trying to find the volumes that I want.
Yeah. Part of what you're doing with your work is that you've actually started to put together a collection of well-known writers. Just think fascinating stuff. I mean, difficult to do when, say, Robert Louis Stevenson, one of my relatives, is dead, but you've actually been working on a bust of Robert Louis Stevenson.
I have, yeah.
Rudyard Kipling.
Yeah. I can resurrect the dead.
Resurrect the dead through this.
Amazing.
Spooky.
Yeah.
I think Darren's got the capacity to do a lot of historical characters, and that's a direction that you obviously want to move into.
Yeah, like if I can get you know, a decent enough photograph,
Yeah.
that's the main thing, because getting photographs of people that aren't here anymore is a bit of a problem, but even if you've got like a relative and you sort of see someone else in the family and go, gee, he looks like old Uncle Bob or whatever,
Yeah.
well, I can get a photo of him and do him and then sort of reference old photos that may not be as good for the detail, yeah,
Okay.
and sort of, yeah, do all sorts
It's
of things.
fascinating.
It's
Huh?
amazing.
If anybody wants a historical character, this is the man to go to.
I'm
Okay.
just going to lift it up now, just so I can eyeball the piece.
Okay.
Just works for me.
So this is just enable you to be able to look directly at the face, the features.
That's right, I can just stand here and look straight onto it.
Okay.
And it just sort of makes it a bit easier for me.
All right.
Like rule of thumb, you should be able to get away with about somewhere around about half for the eyes sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then you go half for the nose and half for the mouth, and that'll give you a generic face.
These are eyes, are they?
Yeah, we'll just start putting the sockets in.
Yeah.
And
it's just a matter of just punching them in with your fingers.
Yeah, we'll put the eyeballs in later, like generally working from photos, but since I have the actual subject here, this is brilliant.
It's amazing to see how it, start to come together.
Okay, so get to a bit of a tool stage.
So what sort of a tool is that? Just a wooden cup of some sort, or?
Yeah, this one, it's actually quite a good one. I rely on this one a bit for eyes and all sorts of things. It's got
Yeah.
some good shapes on it. So I just make a set of ears, and what I do here is
You just
I
divide
cut,
it into two.
yeah, I cut two, and then I'll
Yeah.
cut the shape of roughly how much ear I want.
Yeah.
I've got too much, and so I've got two pieces here. So I end up with the same amount of material.
You just separate them.
Yeah.
And there you go.
So I've got basically the same amount of material.
Okay.
When people see their image, they don't instantly recognise it because the image they're used to seeing is the one they see in the mirror, which
Yeah.
is reversed, completely reversed.
Yeah.
And you see that every day, and then your brain builds up an image and says, oh yeah, that's
What I look
that's
like.
what I look like. And then they come in and look at this and they go, hang on, I don't look like that. And I've actually had people come in, and the father came in, had a look at it and went, oh yeah, it's a good looking bust, but it doesn't look like me at all. And I've sort of went, oh okay, a bit deflated. And then his daughter came in and went, oh geez, that looks like Dad, doesn't it? Yeah? And he sort of went, hang on, something's going on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just you're so used to seeing the image in the mirror.
Understandable.
And, yeah, this one here is what other people see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what I see anyway. It may not even be what other people see, but this is my version.
So we
get some-
we whack the ears on.
Yeah, we'll get some material on there. Where I've put those lines, it sort of they got a little bit of a tilt back to them. They line up top of your eyebrows and about the bottom of your nose sort of thing. And then I sort of like to smack it on there. And the thing is, they tend to sit just in at the back, and they tend to sit further back than you always think they sit forward.
Yeah.
But it's always halfway, or if not a bit further back.
Sure. I can see that when Darren works, is that he's using obviously both hands. These fingers are feeling all the way around. It's not just sort of one. He actually feels the face as he's looking at the photograph as well. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, and trying to hopefully sort of get so that both sides feel the same. And whatever I'm doing to one side, I'm sort of trying to
the
complement it with the other. Yeah.
I mean, do you close your eyes at all at any stage when you do that?
Well, I think sometimes you could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just feeling your way through it, and yeah, it's just like you grab someone's face.
Yeah.
Like I get my wife stand still, and then you can feel it, and then you do the same, and you get the same sort of feeling. You get sort of when you're putting your finger. You obviously don't shove your fingers into the eyes, but yeah, you sort of feel around, and
Honey, the spaghetti bolognese was no good tonight.
you can feel the shapes.
Well, we're going to let Darren work for a while. He's obviously got some things he needs to do, smooth it off, build up the eye area, the mouth, the ears, and we're going to duck away, let him keep working, and we'll be back.
So there you go, you sort of,
Oh, cool.
looks a bit more like an ear, doesn't it?
Hey, doesn't it? Absolutely.
So yeah, it gives you a basic ear, and we can sort of refine that even more and as we go. And also, I haven't put any of your beard or moustache in that as well.
Okay.
I'll generally just put on pieces.
Yeah.
Same with hair. Hair, I'll just go
Just bit by bit.
bit by bit,
Yeah.
and try and put it on as you see the hair.
And just you start to push it in.
Push it in and just give it a bit of a shape. And these bits that hang over, because see, the lips I've pretty well got where I want.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll do with the lips maybe is I'll get another brush.
The brush.
Another brush. This one just like was a chisel edge, fairly rough one, and just to get those lines in the lips a bit.
You can actually see it starting to look like me too.
Makes a big difference when you start doing
Right,
things like
stuff.
putting the beard and things like that on.
Yeah, those little details that make up each individual's face.
Yeah, and that's what I find you too. The more little things you can get right,
Yeah.
the closer the resemblance.
It began with me looking like Gollum. Now I'm a little bit like Gollum with the beard. So after putting down those just little bits and pieces, you're just taking the edge of that wooden sculpting tool you've got and just pulling everything into certain areas.
Yeah, just trying to pull the shapes that I want. So I've sort of you've got the basic volume on, and then I'll go back and sort of pull it into some sort of shape
Sure.
until I'm happy with what I've got up there.
So you've got a hole punch in your hand.
Yes,
It's
that's
for
it.
punching holes.
And doing eyes
Well,
at
that's,
this
but
stage.
that's for leatherwork, isn't it?
Yeah, leatherwork or punching out gaskets for motor
Okay.
engines and things like that. It works until I can find something that works better,
Okay.
basically.
So you just sort of punch that in there, and then what do you do with it?
Yeah, well, I'll just work out where I'm going to put these eyes,
Yeah.
and just whack this fella in there. Alright, so that gives us the basic spot for those guys. And I just want to fix up that damage down there as well. Nice and wet. Get in there and just fix that back up. So we've got that.
I mean, Darren's that dedicated to what he does is that he's actually got two of his own kilns out the back. You're telling me that certain ones of them shrink? like
Yeah,
the
they'll
two-
shrink a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and this one, once we're finished, now obviously Darren still has to put the shoulders on and everything else. But that will this will go a red colour, will it?
That's right, yeah, it'll turn out much like this fella over here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, the terracotta, and that's just finished with like a wax
okay.
polish over the top of that one.
Oh, I used to be a redhead too.
Well, there you go, you're back.
Back in fashion again.
Yeah,
You said you were going to build the neck onto this as well?
that's right, yeah.
And
What
the
I'll
shirt,
I'll do is,
similar to the photos that we took?
grab the base,
Yeah.
just hold that down,
Yeah.
and you can see with this, I can pull him up, so I
Oh,
can change the
right.
head orientation
Yeah.
around to what I want when
Yeah.
you see him, he's looking up a bit
Oh, I
or
see what you
down.
mean, yeah.
And then what I do is I lift that up and then support it with newspaper and then build the shoulders and over the top of that, and that
Okay.
becomes the base of the whole piece then.
Oh, okay, all right, that looks great. Well, as you can see, Darren has moved ahead. I mean, done an amazing job, and obviously built the shoulders. And as you can see, he's actually pulled the head up again and actually stuffed the inside area here with newspaper,
Yeah.
and then actually created the body. Reworked the beard. You can see that on that side as well. Obviously started to do the eyebrows, but looks quite amazing. Very, very impressive. It's just wonderful stuff. It really is. And as Darren said before, it's quite odd when you see yourself because you always see yourself in the mirror, so you're not expecting to actually see what you look like. So it's very confronting. But from here, and we're not going to go through this process because it takes quite some time. But Darren would normally cut the top of the head in a slice at the back.
Yeah, we'd sort of take it off about here
Yeah,
and then take that bit of the head off,
yeah.
and that'll have the newspaper and obviously more clay on that inside there, and then hollow that out till we get sort of an even thickness, and then sort of run some pin pricks, or not pin pricks, but we just prick it. I use this technical device.
Oh yeah, very technical.
And just sort of give it some holes in it there. helps with venting it and getting the sort of moisture and steam out of it
Okay.
as well.
And then when you fire, what degree would you actually fire at when this goes into the kiln?
These ones here, I'll try and fire about 1,040 to about 1,086. I'll go depending on what type of finish I'm after, and the type of glaze. If I want to put a glaze on it, or just have if it's a natural finish, I'll just probably go to 1,040.
Okay. And then generally, how much would you sell a bust like this for?
This one of you.
Yeah, this one of me.
What are you worth?
We won't go into that.
Okay. Get a bidding war going.
Well, I mean, you were saying beforehand that they're generally about $1,500 each.
Yeah, about $1,500 you're sort of looking at.
Which I think is a great price for the fact that the work plus the likeness. It's a really, really talented man that that I think would be, you know, a worthwhile artistic investment for many people out there. But we're going to let it go at that.
Okay.
It's been absolutely sensational. Want to thank you heaps for having us here. It's been an amazing day, and as you can see, we have spent a very, very full day with Darren putting all of this together. But sensational.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, bud. It's been an absolute pleasure, and you can see Darren's work on the Colour in Your Life website. We're going to get a lot of his stuff in there because, I mean, absolutely amazing stuff. You come in, have a look. They'll be up there for sale, so absolutely come. And he's getting prepared for an exhibition next year, aren't you?
Yeah, hoping to have an exhibition next year.
Okay, that'd be great. So don't forget to come in and see all these amazing artists, talented people at colorinyourlife.com.au. You'll be able to see Darren's work in there as well. But until we meet again, remember, make sure you put some
clay in your life.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Some of the great artists from Colour in Your Life are going to be at Sea Gallery November the 1st, James Street, Fortitude Valley in Brisbane for an exhibition. Come along and see these amazing artists in the one place. Sea Gallery, 1st of November, Brisbane. See you there, guys.